How you doing, folks? All right. As the title of this video goes, no, it's not clickbait. Um, yeah, my world's gone a little bit belly up. Um, well, a lot belly up actually. Long story, but I'll try and do my best to explain it all. But we've had, as you know, we've had storms. I've had storm damage. I'll show you that in a little bit. I know I've just had problems, lots and lots of, sometimes just little problems, but it all seems to have compounded um, at a time when I've not wanted it to be so. But I will firstly apologise for not doing a video for some time. I've not been in the right place to do a video, and this one is to explain why. But not necessarily going to be an easy one, but yeah. My world's not good, but there is always someone who is worse off. Let me take you for a wander, and I'll explain things and show you things at the same time. Yeah, I'm at a very low point, but you'll see why. See in a second. These issues are probably the easier ones to start off with. This one decided to split a water hose pipe at the back of the engine. So this was rendered useless because I couldn't get the part, and the guy that does help me at times was too busy. So this one had to lay idle for a while. That one, my mother was taken very ill, so I had to run down to see my mother, and I got down there and the drive shaft decided to drop off of that one. Coming back from that, an injector clamp decided to break, so that had to be fixed. Another thing had to be fixed, and then I had a loose suspension arm, so that one's been off the road. I've been balancing between two vehicles, and quite often I've not even had a vehicle. And there's me in a lap of luxury with two vehicles, but things go wrong. So at the moment, touch wood, both vehicles are operational. That's the good bit. So, but there we go. And then you'll see me coming off screen. But then storm damage. In the storm, the reason for the storm, well, we had the storm, but the wind blew abnormally in the wrong direction, and that took out my tent, which I used for storage. So I no longer have a tent. I've used the cover just to try and cover bits and pieces that I can, just to survive for now. And because the storm again was in the wrong direction, I'm going to try and show you here. As you can see, the blue plastic sheet completely ripped out with the storm, and then up, if I just go up a little bit there, you'll see what was my little canopy completely gone. The screens, I'll give you a closer look in a minute. I managed to sort of get them back up, but they'd been ripped out in the storm. I've lost quite a few trees. Okay, that would be firewood at some point. And then obviously a nice little day like this, and oh, wrong direction, sorry. Nice and crunchy underfoot. There's a support on the veranda that's got blown away but damaged in the storm. In a strange way, I was quite fortunate, but then due to the storm, it moved some of the panels on the roof of the hut. So I ended up having a leak, which that was causing internal damage, but I've managed to resolve that. I am at the moment just working on damage limitation to try and keep warm, keep dry. But you've got to admit, even on a cold day like this, it's a nice day. And here it's far from finished at the moment. This is where I've been getting to with the hydro in making a gully to go over the waterfall. You can see here, due to the storm and the fact that I was unable to complete this end in time, it has washed a bit of that out, but it's repairable. Everything's repairable, isn't it? So I had plans on going to see my mother on the Sunday, but on the Friday I made the phone call and realised my mum was in trouble, and so I temporarily tried to stop too much water coming through and going under these sheets, because this end was still very open. It's staved off the worst case scenario, but that's another job on the list. And everything else is, I mean, it's working okay, but it's just another job. And that's the hole. I mean, there was a small hole in it, but it just ripped, the storm just ripped that right through. I understand that. That's not a problem. And then, as you can see up there, again, it's that canopy. It's all blown down, it's broken. So now, when it rains, the whole of my porch gets wet. There's me slipping up. As you can see, this, let me just zoom out, sorry about this. That should be at an angle, and obviously plastic was here. There's one piece still here at the moment, but the floor gets wet when it rains. And these screens have been ripped to pieces, as you can see here. And there's gaps, and there's right up in that corner. That's a hole, you can just see it there, it's all just ripped out. The wind just blew it right the way out. So everything here got wet, messy, and yeah, where does one start when the world around you seems to be falling apart? I'm amazed, hey, always try and find a positive. I'm amazed the polytunnel didn't get ruined. Small mercies, but still a beautiful day. So in reality, I did get off quite lightly with the storm damage, but it just came at a time when I least wanted it. So, I wasn't here when the storm came. I was with my mother, and I was quite fearful of coming back here to assess the damage, What with juggling with broken cars, my mother, and this place, everything became just a little bit too much, because it was in 29th of November when I phoned my mother, and obviously on the 30th I raced down to go and see her. I was down there for nearly 2 weeks, which was when the storm came past, and yeah, coming back here and seeing the damage, extremely deflating considering everything else that was going on. My mother was taken to hospital, and I spent all day every day with her, and sadly my mum died. She died on the 6th of December. A very aggressive cancer. And my world has collapsed. My mum was my safety net. You know, I miss calling her. I miss having a laugh with her. But this one and the little one, they've kept me going, because they've needed me, given me reason. Hey, and this one, just as you see now, just constantly beside me. She knows I'm not right. Yeah, there's a big hole in my world now. I had to go back down. My mum's funeral was on the 27th of December, so Christmas didn't exist. And I'm now faced with an unknown future. There's, they call it fight or flight. My emotions are like the world's worst roller coaster. But that's what it is. That's how losing a loved one, a very cherished person, is how they affect you. So, what do I do? I'm thankful that I've always been very much ahead of myself in preparation on things, as you've seen in previous videos. I've got plenty of logs, log burners on, it keeps me warm. I've got plenty of gas so that I can cook if I'm not using the log burner to cook. Because it's so cold at the moment, my water pipe that feeds the hut for water, that's frozen, so drums of water, which I've always got. That's normal tap water for those that don't like natural water. So yeah, life is, it's very difficult at the moment. I have no enthusiasm, no get up and go. My get up and go's got up and buggered off. The inability to think straight is very strong. My mind dances from positives to negatives and the eclectic up and downs in between the two. And everyday life at the moment is a massive struggle. Yes, I will get over this. Yes, I will learn to cope with this. I am extremely fortunate that when my car decided to drop the drive shaft, I was in, as such, my hometown, and I had two very good friends. Phoned them both, they both turned up. One lent me his van, the two of them sorted the car, got it to a garage, better get it fixed so that I could spend time with my mum. And I am extremely thankful to those two extremely good friends. Along with that, the support that I have had from family, close family, friends, and even some new friends that I've made since living here. One in particular, they would phone me, message me, just to make sure I was okay, and support me in a strange way by keeping me in touch with reality. And that particular friend has become a very dear friend, and I am truly thankful that I've been fortunate enough to find such a good friend. You know, I've had friends that have said to me, come round, have a meal with us, because I admit I wasn't eating properly. My diet, I don't like the word diet. I eat a reasonably healthy diet, but I was eating crap food. I mean, all the time I was toing and froing from hospital, I was living off of junk food. It was just convenience. Snatch what I can here, snatch what I can there. And, you know, if that's not good. So, yeah, you know, I'm very fortunate to have some very good friends that have just been there. And that is extremely important to have. You don't need to have hundreds of friends like people say, no, I've got millions of friends and thousands of friends. You just need a good few friends. Count them on one hand. And I am fortunate that I have those. And my mother used to love watching my videos, seeing how my world was going, because of her age, she couldn't pop down and see me, the distance, etc. It just wasn't viable. She did come and she had seen my place once, so she would enjoy it. So this video is for my mum and for you guys, with all your wonderful kind messages of, you know, I hope I'm okay, you know, we've not heard from you, etc., etc. And there's been lots of them. I've answered some, hopefully all, I don't know. Just very sort of spasmodic, but it's very randomly I've been sort of checking, but it's not been my focus. So, yeah, as to how do I get over this situation, this void I have now got in my life, the having to rebuild some of what I have here. Have I got it in me to do it at the moment? I'll be honest, I don't know. I don't know. It's going to take me some time. Yeah, I have some ideas and then I don't have ideas. So at the moment, I don't know. But I possibly won't be making videos as regular as I have been for a while, because I have to deal with me and work out what me is going to be doing, because at the moment I'm going day for day. Thankfully I have enough logs to not worry about anything until the weather warms up. I have enough gas, etc. So I'm just bimbling through life, trying to accept, deal, cope with what has happened in my world. Do I stay here? Do I move on? Do I stay here? What do I do? How do I do it? I have a reasonably good idea of what I'm going to do, but I'm not making any definite plans at the moment, because if I make a decision in haste now, I could repent for the rest of my days. So it's a case of taking time slowly, being thankful to have some extremely good friends around me that are supporting me as and where I feel I need it. But that's just it's an update as to my world. No, I'm not the happiest of chaps at the moment, but I do hope that in your world you're still smiling and you're still happy. There's always someone who's worse off. But to end this video, I just want to turn around and say, rest in peace, Mum. You done everything you could, and you battled very hard. Take care, folks, and we will see you soon. Ta-ta.